Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Zane. Today we're having a look at Swipe. Before we get this video started, let me just declare this video is not financial advice. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes and for educational purposes. So let's get this thing started. First of all, what exactly is Swipe? Swipe primarily serves as a utility token. It powers the entire Swipe ecosystem by providing utility token holders. There are multiple incentives to either use or hold Swipe token. Swipe token is also known as SSP. Now, one of the main core aspects of Swipe ecosystem is its Visa debit card. It isn't the first nor the only cryptocurrency debit card in existence. However, unlike similar projects, users don't need to stake Swipe to be able to use the debit card service. You don't need to stake Swipe, but you can indeed stake Swipe if you do choose to. While holding Swipe is not a requirement, Swipe token holders are able to obtain the higher tier cards. Now, the higher tier cards include benefits such as subscription to Netflix, the higher tier cards include benefits such as subscriptions to Netflix or Spotify, no foreign transaction fees, and discounts through Starbucks, Uber, Apple Music, and guess what? Airbnb. So it's fair to say that Swipe is involved in a lot of things: card payments, debit cards, and their discount deals, and the benefits that include Netflix and Spotify, and no foreign transaction fees. That's good to know. Now, the next thing I want to have a look at is Swipe's current price for the token and the token supply. So if you are enjoying this video, remember to hit that subscribe button. You can hit that like button as well, and you can always leave a comment to let me know what do you think about Swipe and what do you think about my opinions on Swipe. Now, a good thing to understand is that Swipe current circulating supply of token is 110 million token in circulation. That's amazing to say the least, because for one, it's not insanely low and it's not insanely high. The max supply is 239 million, total supply 289 million. These tokens are distributed in different areas, but as for the circulating supply, there's plenty out there for people to buy. More people buy is the higher the price will go. Now, first thing to understand is that Swipe has had a very interesting history when it comes to its highs and lows. It's not one of those cryptocurrencies that follow the normal market of what other cryptos do. What you'll notice with a lot of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dogecoin, they tend to follow Bitcoin quite a lot. If Bitcoin goes up, a lot of other cryptocurrencies do tend to rise in price as well. However, with Swipe, it's quite different. It does differ in many ways. Because you have a quick look at take a quick look at Bitcoin price take a look at Bitcoin's price in the last year. A year ago, Bitcoin price was $11,410. Around April time last year, around April this year, it was around 63. It actually hit over 64,000 US dollars. Now, on the other hand, if you look at Swipe, you actually see that exactly a year ago, the price was actually relatively high compared to this year around May, around the bull run. So while Bitcoin price was considered to be low exactly 1 year ago, Swipe price was actually quite high. It was over $4. The price right now is $2.96. So you can see for yourself that these two charts, they clearly differs and they clearly move differently from each other. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Swipe isn't influenced by Bitcoin price rise and price fall at all. There's definitely influence, but I don't think it's as large as other cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and the list goes on for many cryptocurrencies that do tend to follow Bitcoin's footprint. Swipe, on the other hand, tends to do its own thing, as you can see. And I quite like this as a crypto, because I don't have to rely on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to go up to know that Swipe will go up. Swipe just does its own thing based on its history. When Bitcoin was considered to be low, Swipe was actually high in price. When Bitcoin was considered to be high in price, guess what? Swipe was also high in price. So it's almost as if you're getting the best of both worlds. And as Bitcoin is going up in price once again, around this exact time, guess what? Swipe is also going back up in price again. Because around the 24th of July, going back to even the 21st of July and the 20th of July, you're looking at $1.43. The price right now is almost twice as high. That tells me a lot. That tells me that Swipe has a mind of its own. But most importantly, it does follow Bitcoin a little bit, but not in a bad way. In a good way, actually. In a really good way. If Bitcoin goes up, Swipe will most likely go up. However, if Bitcoin is low, Swipe doesn't necessarily go low. It can still go up, which is good because it doesn't rely on Bitcoin too much. It's great for cryptocurrency. So I can see big thing from Swipe. You're looking at this price and you're thinking about 10x in, 20x in, and 30x in. I say that's definitely possible. In terms of 10x, you're looking at a year, between a year and 2 years. 20x to 30x, you're looking at 2 to 3 years. Now, right now, we're kind of waiting to see if Swipe will hit $3, and I definitely think it will because it's literally on the knife's edge. It's literally extremely close to hitting $3, and I think it will definitely do that quite easily. Perhaps in the next few days, perhaps in the next week or so. But I think that'll easily be accomplished. Now, many would describe Swipe as a crypto fiat gateway that enables cryptocurrencies to be spent as fiat currencies in real time. Its mission is to make crypto finance mainstream by connecting existing payment networks to cryptocurrency. And that does make sense. Because a lot of companies are doing this. And I really do think that the company that gets it done the best will be at a huge advantage. Kind of like how PayPal works. PayPal works in various ways. PayPal is not just for paying for online purchases. It can actually be a place where you can borrow money as well. You can borrow money from PayPal to pay for things online and later pay it off. There's so many potential. But especially with crypto, that's decentralized finance, that gives us a new universe to explore in online payment systems. And this is exactly where I think Swipe is going to do extremely well. So the question is, could Swipe be the next PayPal? Could it be the new PayPal? Linking crypto, linking traditional finance. Like I said, Swipe is not the only one doing this. So it's definitely a competitive market, extremely competitive. Because the last time I checked, even Coinbase allows you to get your own debit card. So just think about that for a moment. There is so much potential and options in this. Now, Swipe features a wallet for users to deposit, store, and withdraw their cryptocurrencies. Users are able to spend these cryptos with Swipe Visa debit card at any time, any place that supports Visa payments. That's incredible. Any place that supports Visa payments, which is basically almost everywhere. Almost everywhere that you go that accepts a debit card usually accepts Visa. Visa is just one of the biggest payment and networking systems in the world. Aside from Bitcoin, of course, but that's where it gets interesting now, isn't it? Now, what's really nice is the utility token of Swipe. That's the SXP that can be used for paying for transaction fees as a medium of exchange and receive discounts on the fees. 80% of transaction withdrawal fees in Swipe's token are automatically burned on chain. That's 80% of transaction and withdrawal fees. So the thing to understand about Swipe token is that the supply will continuously fall, which means that the price is almost guaranteed to rise because there will be less supply as time goes on. You're looking at 5 years from now, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years from now, the supply will continuously deplete, which means, of course, this simply means that the demand for the token will obviously rise. Especially given that it's a payment system, the thing to remember is that people won't just have to buy this token because they're interested in purchasing it and holding it to gain wealth, but people will buy this token as part of their debit card that they have with Swipe. So people will automatically own this token and hold this token, even if they're not interested in actually making a profit off the token. That's what's interesting. By using the Swipe debit card and platform, you're in their ecosystem, and being in their ecosystem is good for Swipe because a huge ecosystem means that you can have means that you've got a wide variety of network that you can please a much larger group of individuals who are interested in so many different areas of cryptocurrencies. And this is good for Swipe. And this is another look at Swipe in the last 3 years. You're looking at October 2019. Even in October 2019, the price was already over $2. And this is what I like to see, a cryptocurrency that acts on its own accords. It doesn't really wait for anyone. But what we can see is that 2020, last year, March, when every crypto was extremely low, there was a huge crash. Experiencing said crash as well. You're looking at around 18 cents per coin. That's incredible, considering that the supply isn't insanely high. It's a medium supply. It's a really good supply. This token was extremely valuable at this price. Anything under $1 is extremely valuable and probably undervalued, in my opinion. So in my opinion, it's going to be a long time before you see Swipe being under $1 again. I personally think you'll have to wait for the market to have a huge crash like last year in March before you can see Swipe being under $1 again, because it's just too valuable under $1. So we understand what Swipe is now. Like I've said before, they do have a wallet, which is really good. And obviously this connects to your debit card. Well, to the Swipe's debit card. You can store your cryptocurrency. You can withdraw fiat currency. You can store stablecoins as well and other cryptocurrency. It gives you a wide varieties of options, which is good. It's exactly what people need. When you're building a company like this, when you're building a cryptocurrency, you want to have an ecosystem that people can just fall in love with. That anything they want, you can give them. This sounds familiar. Is it Bitcoin? I don't think so. Bitcoin doesn't really have an ecosystem. It's just Bitcoin. It's just a decentralized currency that no one can control. But what does have a huge and strong ecosystem is Ethereum. You can build your token on Ethereum. ERC20 tokens and a lot of other token standards can be built on Ethereum as well. So what Ethereum has is a huge ecosystem, and whatever you want, Ethereum can provide. If you want to build a next generation blockchain and cryptocurrency, you can use the programming language that was developed by Ethereum's founder. The programming language is called Solidity. And this programming language is being used by many developers to develop new and improve cryptocurrencies. Once again, Ethereum is an ecosystem. In my opinion, Ethereum will be the Apple of the cryptocurrency world. And when I say Apple, I mean Apple the company. What Apple has is a huge ecosystem. And what Apple do is that sometimes they take away your headphone jack and then they get you to buy a wireless AirPod. And their wireless AirPod is now making more money than Uber, the taxi service. So that's just to put it in perspective of what having an ecosystem can do for your business or your cryptocurrency or your blockchain. So I think that Ethereum could be the Apple of cryptocurrencies simply because of how it's setting up itself. It's setting itself in a position to be the king of the internet, that whatever you want, they can provide. It's also a store of value. It's also a decentralized currency that no one can fully control. The only thing that people will say about Ethereum is that the supply cap is on cap. There can always be more supply that is added to Ethereum. That's one of the major criticisms in Ethereum. But apart from that, Ethereum is one of the best cryptocurrencies in the world for various reasons. I think if Swipe follows this principle by having a huge ecosystem of services for their users, I think this is the best way to approach the debit card market. And since we're on the subject of Apple, if you haven't noticed, Apple actually launched their own credit card. And I'm sure many of you who have an iPhone have probably heard about this, especially if you live in the US. Apple made its own credit card. Once again, you're seeing Apple supplying their users with everything you can ever need. A home virtual service. Apple is rumored to be building a car. The list continues. These companies like Apple, Amazon, Google, what they've realized is that what users really want right now and in the near future is everything. We desire everything. Our imaginations are limitless. We want everything. And we want it to come from one secure provider. We don't want to have to use 10 different streaming service. We just want one, the best one. If that's Disney Plus or Netflix, we don't really care as long as it's the best with the most content and most likely the most reasonable in price. Companies are starting to realize this, and what they're doing is offering users more option. And I think this is the perfect strategy that Swipe should adopt and approach. I think if they approach this strategy, then success is almost a definite. And I definitely think that a payment system such as PayPal, they can learn a lot from PayPal, and PayPal is definitely a competitor. But most importantly, Swipe will have a lot of benefits that a lot of other companies like PayPal and cryptocurrencies simply do not have. They've already got a huge head start in development and research. That's one. It's fair to say that their cryptocurrency is definitely in high demand. I do believe that their service will grow, and the demand for their service will grow indeed. So thank you for watching this video. This was my video on Swipe. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I think it's fair to say that we've all learned something today. And if you've never heard of Swipe before, well, this is kind of exciting for me and for you. So thank you for watching, subscribe, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you'd like me to make another video on Swipe, I definitely will. Just let me know, leave a like and leave a comment. You've got to tell me, right? So subscribe, and of course, I will see you in the next video.